Okay, as I said in my previous video that I literally just recorded, this year was going to be different for this channel, and I wasn't going to restrict myself to just WWE related videos. So this video won't have anything to do with WWE, and I was trying to decide what I could do for this video. I thought I'd talk about my favourite movie franchise. Now, lots of people have different opinions about what theirs is. Quite honestly, mine's Harry Potter. It's a pretty common choice around for people my age, because I grew up with Harry Potter. I mean, the first movie came out when I was 6. I'm 18 now, so it's been a big part of my childhood. So I thought I'd rank the movies from worst to best. Now, I'm no movie expert. I don't really know jack shit about them, or I just know the only way I can grade them is if I enjoyed them or not. So, but I'm going to try my best to try and delve into the movies, and basically I'm just going to rank them. That's all I'm going to do. Now, before you ask, I see a lot of people, when they do these type of videos, they split the Deathly Hallows, like they do them separately. Now, I'm not going to do that, because really deep down they're still the same movie. The only reason they'll split into two parts is because they were so long that they just had to be. So Deathly Hallows will be all in one. And if you've been living under a rock and haven't seen these movies, and you don't want to be spoiled, don't watch this video, because I probably will, I'll address stuff that's in the story. So if you haven't seen them, don't watch this video. Alright, let's get straight down to it. Okay, starting off the countdown, we have Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Now, before I discuss this film, I just want to say that I don't think this is a bad one. I actually think it's a really good film, and I think all the films are amazing. But there's just something about this one that it just doesn't compare to the others. I'm not really sure what it is. I just don't like this one as much. Like I said, I think it's still a really good film, and there's a lot of moments I like. I think the duel between Dumbledore and Voldemort at the end is very good. I think the emotion that Harry shows when Sirius is killed, I think that's really good. And that was a sad moment, but it was an important one in the storyline. So I think the final half hour of this movie is really good, but getting there is a bit, and it's hard to take. I think it's the longest book in the series. Honestly, I didn't really read the books. I can't really get emotionally invested into them, so I prefer the movies over the books. But I'm pretty sure this is the longest book. So you take that and you try and put all that into the shortest movie. It's hard. I think, like overall they did a good job, but yeah, it was kind of cluttered at times, and yeah, just the first hour and a half is just okay. There was no Quidditch in this one, which, it's not a major thing, but I think all the others have some incorporation into Quidditch. Do they? It's definitely Hallows. I can't remember. Anyway, it's not important, but this one just had a few things missing out, so that's why it's the first one on this list. But overall, still a good movie. Okay, coming in at number 6 on this countdown, we have Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, or the US and whatever other countries use this name, the Sorcerer's Stone. Now, if this list was determined by importance into the series, this one would either be number 1 or number 2 easily, because, well, without the first movie, we wouldn't have the rest. So, but as for the quality of the movie, it's a good one, but I think it misses out on all of the dark themes that pretty much the rest of them have, and that's when I really started to get into the Harry Potter movies, when it started to become darker and, you know, just stuff like that. And this one is the only one I can really think of that misses out on it. Some people would say that's because it's directed by Chris Columbus. Now, that may be the reason, but if you look at it, he directed The Chamber of Secrets, and that, while it's still not as dark as the rest of them, and it's not as good, I don't know. I can't really say that the reason this one's so low on the list is because of Chris Columbus. But like I said, this is the most important one. It introduced us into all the concepts that would later come about in Harry Potter and make it so successful. So I can't knock it for that. It did the job it was supposed to do, and I was to get us invested into this series and to make us want to see the rest of them. So I won't knock it too bad. The last half hour is pretty good. It's not great like the rest of them are, but it's still good. I think the middle portion of this film, from the first hour to the second hour, I think that's probably the strongest part of the movie. The first hour is good because, like I said, that's where everything gets introduced, so that's all good. I think the last half hour is where this movie just comes down a little bit. It may have been higher if that last half hour was good, but as a result, it stands at number 6. But like I said, it's still a good movie. Okay, coming in at number 5, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Now, I'm guessing right now there's probably some people watching this video, like, they're going, wait, what? Why is this so low down? Because wherever I go, whenever I watch or just read about someone ranking Harry Potter movies, for some reason this is always either number 1 or number 2. Now, if that's what you think, good for you. You can have that opinion, but quite honestly, I just don't see it. I do not see what is so amazingly good about this movie. Like I said, all of these movies are really good. This one's no exception. But I just don't think it's this incredible movie that everyone claims it to be. Like, it's the only one not to feature Voldemort, which I think kind of hurts it a little. And this is a pretty short one compared to the rest of them. So, and a lot of it is Harry and Hermione reliving stuff that we already saw when they time travel. So, yeah, I don't, like I said, good movie. I don't like it as much as everyone else does, but um, I think what we got out of it as far as storyline wise, was really good. Like, we found out Sirius was innocent and all that, and he was Harry Potter's godfather and all that. All that was really good, but I don't know. Just something about this movie. I just can't understand why people like it so much. To warrant it be perhaps the greatest Harry Potter film of all time. That I don't understand, but it's still a good movie. Like I said, it does advance the storyline. A little bit, not as much as some of the others, like Goblet of Fire, but it does its purpose. So I won't fault it. I just don't see what the big deal is about it. Okay, coming in at number 4, we have Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Now, like I said earlier in the video, this is the first one that really introduces the dark themes, which I like. And overall, this is something about this movie that I just like. I really enjoy watching this one when I do watch the series. I think it's the longest one. It's either this one or the Goblet of Fire, unless you include the Deathly Hallows. So it did a good job in keeping me entertained, considering how long it was. Like, there were lots of characters introduced into this one. There was the Weasley family, which I know we saw them in the Philosopher's Stone, but most of them weren't properly introduced, so they became more prominent. In this one, we saw Dobby for the first time, and even though he didn't play a crucial part in the series as a whole, he did become important in a particular scene in Deathly Hallows. So, and then, just overall, like I said, the dark themes, there was stuff with the heir of Slytherin, that was really good. Malfoy, he became a lot more evil. So, just overall, everything just clicked, everything came together so well, and as a result, we got a really good movie that set the trend for the rest of the series. Alright, we're down to the top 3. Coming in at number 3, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. This one, lots of people don't really like all that much, and I can't find a reason why. Like I said, you're entitled to your opinion, but I absolutely love this movie. I mean, lots of concepts are introduced. There's a lot of drama in this one. You see the relationship between Harry and Ginny that starts to develop. Malfoy, he becomes, and Snape, I'll include those two together, they become more Mystique. You're not quite sure what's going to happen there unless you've read the books, but like I said, I hadn't. So, and then we find out what about Voldemort's childhood, and how he made this plan to develop Horcruxes and split his soul into 7 pieces. Then obviously at the end we get the death of Dumbledore, that was probably the most significant part of the series up until then. Maybe the return of Voldemort and the Goblet of Fire, maybe that's an exception, but it's very, very close. So this movie was very important in the series. It pretty much made Harry the underdog because he had lost everything. He lost Dumbledore, he lost Sirius, his parents, so it was just a very good way in setting him up and him eventually taking down Voldemort. And this one also not as much as the Order of the Phoenix, but this one also shows the relationship between Harry and Voldemort and how they are very much alike. So just overall, this one was really well done in setting up the eventual takedown or the eventual clash between Harry and Voldemort, and overall I just love this movie. Okay, coming in at number 2 we have Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2. Like I said, I'm just going to put these two together. What more could you say about this movie? It's almost like the perfect way to end the series. I'd say Part 1 was a bit slow at times. It was still enjoyable to watch. It was just a little bit too slow paced for my liking, but it picked up towards the end. Harry, Ron, and Hermione, they got caught by snatchers, and they got taken to Malfoy Manor, and they escaped, and of course, probably the saddest death of the entire series was Dobby's. But then, it wasn't just that. We also got those Harry and Ron. They got into it a little bit. So it was an emotional film, considering it was only the first part, and I think it played out very well, and it was a good way to start their quest of finding these Horcruxes. And then we get into part 2, and this is where it comes together, and it's just amazing. Of course, they return to Hogwarts, and that was good to see. It was good to see all the the students and teachers that were there for so long. So then, war breaks out in Hogwarts, and that dome that covered the school, that looks amazing. The whole set and all of the graphics on this movie, and all of the other ones, it just looked amazing. It's a credit to the creative department for that. And so that looked amazing. And then of course then Snape was killed, which was probably the second saddest death. And then this is personally just my favourite part of the film, when we find out the backstory to Snape and Harry's parents, and it also includes Voldemort as well. And that's my favourite part of the film, how it explains that Snape fell in love with Lily, which is Harry's mother, and then just it's just there's a lot to explain because a lot happens, and it only goes for 5 minutes, but it's outstanding. Definitely my favourite part of the film. And then we get down to the final confrontation between Harry and Voldemort, and it's very good visually, but it's kind of weird because does Harry really kill Voldemort? If you think about it, because he doesn't cast a spell on him to kill him. In a way, Neville Longbottom, of all people, kills Voldemort. Because he's the one that friggin' killed the snake. And after that, Harry disarms Voldemort. And he just watches as Voldemort dies. So that's probably the only problem I have with the films. Does Harry really kill Voldemort? It's please, if whoever watches this, if I've missed out on something, please someone comment it in the comment section, because when I saw it, I've seen it numerous times. That's the way it played out to me. But apart from that, this movie, both of the parts are outstanding, especially part 2. It's overall an incredible movie. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, number 1 on this countdown. Let's be very shocking. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. I bet no one saw that coming. But quite seriously, this movie is pretty much perfect. This movie is just incredible. I see a lot of people usually have this around the 2 or 3. Some people say it's their favourite. And then some people absolutely hate it. Some people don't like the Triwizard Tournament. I can understand why, but in the end that wasn't the most important part, because we saw the return of Voldemort, the main antagonist of this story. So it's one of the most important films in the series, and visually it looks outstanding. I mean, like, we had the Quidditch World Cup, that looked awesome, and then the Death Eaters came, so there's the Dark Fiends being reintroduced into the series, where I think the Prisoner of Azkaban kind of lacked. And then, so that set the pathway for the eventual return of Voldemort, but it didn't so much as to think that, oh, he's definitely going to return. It still had doubt, unless you've read the books, but if you haven't, then you wouldn't have known what was happening. But yeah, so that happened, and then stuff at Hogwarts when Harry got he got placed into the Triwizard Tournament, and the breakup of Harry and Ron's friendship, that was very well done. I particularly liked the part where Ron told Harry to piss off. That shocked me, but so there's that stuff, and then the Yule Ball, that was good. It was pretty funny and entertaining as well. So, and then we get down to the 3 challenges. The first one where they had to retrieve a dragon egg, that looked and it was very well done. And then the Black Lake, is that what it's called? I can't remember, mine's gone blank, but yeah, they had to retrieve a treasure from down there. That was also very well, and it looked very cool visually. And then the maze, oh my god, that shit was amazing. And then we get to the graveyard, and it just gets better. The graveyard was incredibly well done. I'd say this movie probably has the best ending out of all of them. And the duel between Harry and Voldemort, it played off very well. It looked very good visually. So, just everything about this movie was so amazing. I've never questioned that this is my favourite. It's always been my favourite, always will be. So, yeah, so that finishes off my video. It's gone for quite a while. I did not expect it to go through this long. I apologise for that. Hopefully it's entertaining enough, but I just wanted to get that out there, something a little different than what I usually post, so hopefully everyone enjoyed it. So, later everybody.